More on the News and Talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM with Scott and Scott in the morning. And right now we check in with Scott Garrett, who's standing by in the Talk 101 newsroom. Look at your news first, and he tells you what he's working on for the bottom of the hour. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Scott. As we told you, Republican congressional candidate Rodney Davis, none too pleased about the most recent unemployment numbers. Teen who reportedly admitted to the U of I parking garage attack is in court again today. And the fall semester begins at Millikan University. Stick around. Talk 101 News at the bottom of the hour.
Thanks, Scott. And right now at 8:04, we get to our final look at the morning sports.
Russell Wilson was named the starting quarterback for the Seahawks yesterday. The Hawks took Wilson out of Wisconsin in the third round of this year's draft. They also released veteran wide receiver Terrell Owens. Cam Newton threw for 60 yards and a touchdown. The Panthers beat the Jets 17-12 in their preseason affair. The Jets have yet to score a touchdown in the preseason, and surprisingly have lost all three of their contests. Mark Sanchez and Tim Tebow were each intercepted in the loss. Peyton Manning threw a pair of touchdown passes in the Broncos' 29-24 loss to the 49ers. Manning 10 for 12, 122 yards and 2 scores in the only quarter of action he saw. Denver led 17-0 when Manning was lifted from the exhibition affair. Nick Watney shot a 269 in the final round to rally to win the Barclays. Watney began the final round 2 shots back, but finished at 10 under par to win the PGA's first playoff event of the year. Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson tied for 38th at 1 over. Japan beat an American squad from Tennessee 12-2 in 5 innings in the championship game of the Little League World Series. Noriyatsu Osaka went 4 for 4 with 3 homers in the victory. Japan has won the Little League World Series title 8 times. From Major League Baseball, Cardinals dominate the Reds 8-2. It was the Cubs blanking the Rockies 5-0, and the White Sox topped the Mariners 4-3. Busy weekend of sports here on Talk 101 starts Thursday night with St. Louis Rams football, the final preseason game of the year as the Rams take on Baltimore. That'll start at 6 o'clock here on Talk 101. Friday night, the Talk 101 High School Game of the Week presented by Tate & Lyle. The MacArthur Generals are on the road against the Champaign Centennial Chargers. We'll start counting down to kickoff at 6 o'clock and the kickoff following at 7. Saturday, it's Millikan University football as the Big Blue open their season on the road at Greenville. We'll have pregame at 12:30 and the kickoff at 1. You can listen to high school and Millikan games, of course, right here on Talk 101 and online at DecaturRadio.com. We'll talk with Coach Etherton coming up next for our Millikan Monday segment as we visit about this weekend's game and how camp has gone right here on the News and Talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
As long as I live.
Several of us were working to rescue a family.
The house collapsed on top of the cellar door and trapped them.
We had to use Humvees and heavy machinery to move massive trees and debris.
We got them out.
We helped a lot of people out.
It felt good to know I could really make a difference.
Because I'm a citizen soldier in the National Guard.
Be there the moment your community needs you. Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Illinois National Guard. Aired by the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
The News and Talk of Decatur is right here. I'm ABC's Joan Bennett for news of your world and breaking news right away. Stay with ABC, Talk 101 FM, and online at DecaturRadio.com.
The News and Talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM, Scott and Scott in the morning. Welcome back to the program. Lithgow, he is safely back in studio with a Mountain Dew, feeling better. How are you, buddy?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right, doing okay. Listen, we've got a guest in studio, and of course we're talking with Millikan head football coach Patrick Etherton. Coach, it is game week, and I bet you are ready to roll.
We are very excited and ready to go. We've been working for this one for a while, and every year it's the first game of the year. Is always exciting because you're just kind of not really sure what's going to happen and how you guys are going to do, but we're excited to see somebody else and line up against another person.
You know, we were talking about it a little bit off the air, but it has to be good for you with some success last season and building off of some things to have so many key returning players at key positions has got to be nice for you in this second year.
Yes, and it's made camp very nice. And also one of the big advantages is we had all our coaches here all year. Last year when I got hired late, we ended up hiring guys late, and we didn't get them in until, basically August. And that was kind of hard on all of us. But with those guys, same coaches being here all year, we got to work on stuff all season. And then having seniors and having upperclassmen return makes a huge difference. Our guys know what to expect from our coaches, especially on the offensive side where we have, Matt Holmes, Eric Toby, 2 all-conference guys returning. we just have a great group of leaders as upperclassmen, and it made camp go smooth, and it was really enjoyable to be around, and our guys are ready for the first game.
You know, and Coach, that's one exciting thing to talk about is, you know, offensively with Holmes and Toby, arguably maybe the best quarterback receiver hookup in the conference, I think.
They're right up there. I mean, you know, we see them every day, so I think we take it for granted a little bit, but they're very good. You know, Tommy Eichenauer, our other wide receiver, is also an outstanding player, and we have what we feel is a very strong group of receivers and a quarterback who's playing great, and you know, he makes so many plays with his feet too, and they're all three of them are exciting to watch, and our offensive line's done a great job of giving them time and letting them make plays, and we got a couple of really good running backs, and you know, we feel great about it. I mean, I just can't wait to get things going and see what we can do on the field against somebody else.
I'm sure some of your opponents, when you talk about that combination with Holmes and Toby, it seems like they've both been at Millikan for a long time because they've been playing so early that I'm sure there's a lot of opponents that are waiting for these guys to graduate and move on to other things.
I'm sure. I mean, I'd like to have them for a few more years. I really like those guys. They're just great to be around, and I'm sure just like anyone in the conference, when you have guys who are start year after year and it's the same guys and they continue to make plays, I mean, everybody wants to see them go except us.
This team seemed to have a lot of get up and go as it pertained to off-season workouts, and I saw some things out of a group of players that this year that I've seen for quite a while. It seems like they're pretty committed to what we're trying to get done.
You know, they're very committed, and that starts with our senior class, and we have a great group, and then that just works their way down through all the way to our freshmen. And our freshmen, when they showed up, they understood from practicing with their older guys what we expect and our expectations and what our guys are willing to commit and what we expect out of them each and every day. And our guys have done a great job in the preseason camp, and classes start today. We had a meeting this morning with our guys early, and they're all excited for classes. They're ready to go, and they're ready to get game week on.
Man, I love it.
You talk about the freshman class. Is there anybody that is able to, you know, with so much experience, there's not as many opportunities to break in. Is there anybody that's standing out to you with chances to contribute this season?
You know, we'll have some guys contribute on both sides, and it's just a matter of how fast and how those guys do. You know, this week going into Greenville, Sean Maloney, one of our wide receivers, will see some time at wide receiver because of some injuries to one of our upperclassmen. And then, you know, defensively we'll have some guys here and there. You know, I think the big thing, you'll see a lot of our freshmen and younger guys on special teams, and we're trying to get those guys in for the first game to kind of give them an atmosphere and see what they can do in a varsity game and their first college game, and then we'll evaluate after that. And then, you know, should we play a 7 JV game schedule this year? So those guys have lots of opportunities.
I think it's going to be a big year. You know, we've got the first home contest coming up in a couple of weeks, and it'd be nice to get a big crowd out to Frank M. Lindsay Field to help you guys kick off the home part of the season in style, too.
Yeah, September 8th is our home opener against Hope College, a school out of Michigan, a very good school. It should be a great game. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff, and we hopefully get a great crowd from the Decatur community. I know the students, I spoke to all the freshman students the other day, and they're excited to get out there and support the football program, and we're excited to see everybody from the community back out there.
You know, Coach, before we let you get out of here, I mean, obviously, if there was one thing you could tell folks about this football team this year that you think the community needs to know about, what would it be?
Just an exciting group of guys, and aggressive and excited on both sides of the football. The type of offense we play is, you know, we're going to throw deep. We're going to take some chances. We got 2 great running backs. Defensively, we're going to play aggressive and get after it and try to make teams make mistakes. And then special teams-wise, we're going to do some kind of non-traditional stuff to let our guys run around. And then overall, we're just aggressive, exciting, and fun to watch.
Well, you know, I know we've talked about it a lot during the off season that you had a good year last year, and we're in a lot of the games of the ones that didn't go your way, and you know, it's just got to be really exciting, you know, having this full year with your coaches and everything. I know that we're pumped to have the games here on Talk 101 because it looks like things are really going in the right direction over there.
Yeah, you know, last year we lost a couple close ones and games we felt we should have won. So all off season we worked on our guys and competing and finishing, and you know, talked to them about, you know, what it takes to win in the fourth quarter, what it takes to win at the end of the game. And our guys, you know, I think we've gotten them to the point where they understand that and understand how hard it is. And you know, it's just a great group of guys, and it's a great group of players to be around, from as well as our coaches, and everyone's excited, and we're just ready to get things going, and it's going to be an exciting year.
Well, Saturday at 12:30, the pregame show gets underway from Greenville College, and of course, Clint and I will be there to bring you all the action, and the Big Blue looking to open up the year with a win.
We're very excited. Thanks, guys, thank you guys for being down there, and then thank you guys for having me on this morning.
Absolutely, Coach. We appreciate it, and go Big Blue.
Thanks.
All right, it is 8:14 here on the News and Talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Your 5-day forecast coming up next.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Have you heard? Proactive is better than ever. Stay tuned for a 1,000,000 bottle giveaway, and you'll also receive free shipping. Do you have troubled skin, acne? Well, we have great news. With Proactive, your acne can heal, and you can prevent new breakouts from happening. Don't miss this limited time offer. Give us a call at 1-800-536-1560, because we're going to let 1,000,000 people try Proactive risk-free, get 2 free gifts, and also receive free shipping when you call right now. You heard it. This offer won't last long, so call Proactive now and you'll receive a 60-day risk-free trial of Proactive, 2 free extras, and free shipping. Call 1-800-536-1560. This is our best radio offer ever. Get your risk-free 60-day trial of Proactive plus free shipping. That's right, free shipping. Don't wait. Visit getproactive.com or call 1-800-536-1560. That's 1-800-536-1560.
Hi, this is Scott Rasmussen, and now you can listen to Talk 101 FM for Rasmussen Reports during Scott and Scott in the Morning, Access Decatur, and the Daily Wrap. Get all of the latest polling data from the most accurate source right here on Talk 101 FM.
8:16 on the News and Talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM, Scott and Scott in the Morning. And I want to say thanks to Coach Etherton for joining us as we get ready for game day. Coming up here on Talk 101 Saturday, starting at 12:30, as the Big Blue hook up with the Panthers of Greenville. And I'm kind of excited. I'm ready for football to kick off in full bore. So it was good to get kind of the teaser on Saturday, but everything's now coming into play this weekend. We got pro, we got college, and we're going to have everything.
What was the teaser Saturday?
Well, or Friday. We had, 1 week of high school, and so now everything locally is back up and running again.
No, it's exciting. I think we got a lot of good stuff going on, and it's fun when everything's rolling. When you get to every Friday, Saturday, it is, especially with what they're doing at Milliken. I think they really have some exciting stuff coming into their future, in my opinion. I think Coach Etherton's really got them moving in the right direction, and that's what they need. Is they need to build some excitement over there, and then the community needs to come out and support them, because I think they're going to be a fun brand of football to watch, and I think it's worth coming out for. I know I came out to some games last year and could have easily just sat at home and listened to you, but came out and watched, and it was a ton of fun.
I'll tell you this much: if you don't have the money to go to a U of I game, definitely encourage you to come see Milliken at home, because I tell you what, the brand of football they play, for the dollar, it is the best entertainment value in town, I always like to say.
Well, last year, how many times did they have games come down to the last couple minutes? And I know that I know the game was at Augustana, but when they beat Augustana on a last-second field goal, I mean, it was a nail biter.
Yeah, it was. And the other one, the only game they really weren't in last year was when they played against North Central, and of course North Central probably had 6 pro players on the roster.
15 actual professionals on their team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just ugh. I hope we beat those guys this year.
Never know.
No, yeah, you never know. So that's one reason why we're going to have a lot of fun this year with the Big Blue on Talk 101. I wanted to get to this story from Bernard Schoenberg from the State Journal-Register. He said the hot race for the U.S. House in the 13th Congressional District is getting a little higher profile as a outside group has started running cable TV commercials attacking Democrat David Gill, and Gill's campaign has produced a video criticizing Republican Rodney Davis. The anti-Gill ad is being funded by the New Prosperity Foundation, which doesn't coordinate directly with campaigns. Its chairman is Ron Gitwitz of Chicago, who many might remember was a GOP candidate for governor in the 2006 primary. Volunteer treasurer of the group is Greg Bays, who's president and CEO of the Illinois Manufacturers Association. Bays said New Prosperity will provide commercials, direct mail, and volunteer help for the pro-business candidates in 6 congressional districts, including the 13th. So that's kind of cool as well. So very excited about the fact that now we're going to get all these outside groups stepping in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's already underway, and that's the thing is it's not something that the candidate has to support or endorse for these people to go and buy a campaign and start the ads already.
And I got to sit back and I got to say it again that you look at where the money's coming from, and please take that into account when you're looking at these people running for office. Because I'm going to tell you flat out, I mean, I go back to the Menard story, and in fact, Menard is going out of district more and more for money. And I got to sit back and tell you that, that's a bunch of, what? He's going to St. Louis now, and I think he's got a Missouri congressman that's helping him with his latest fundraiser at the Cardinal game. And I got to admit, I'm almost embarrassed to be a Cardinal fan if that's how this is going to roll. But I mean, the guy needs to get back to staying here in this district, dealing primarily with these people. And if people from outside the district are going to give him money, let's see if maybe he starts doing it here. In this area in the 48th. I'm real critical of that because, and part of it is because of what I saw come down in the Flight or Brown race. I'm tired of the outside influences. I don't want Madigan. I don't want Cullerton. I don't want Cross. I don't want Rodano. I don't want none of them involved. Let us decide our own future. Go flip a burger somewhere if that bothers you, that you think you got to be involved. But, I want our people, our money involved in doing this because I'm getting tired of seeing these things bought and paid for.
Yeah. I don't know if there's enough time in the day to go and do the research to go and see where every dollar comes from for each person. But it'd be an interesting study to see, maybe 30 days from the campaign, how much money's local and how much is coming from elsewhere. In the larger donations.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll sit back, and all that bull that, you hear at these fundraisers out of district about, about Menard, about, I'm a local guy and, our donations are coming in at $100 a pop. Well, I'm sure they are coming in at $100 a pop, but you're going to Chicago, Illinois twice now to go get money, and involving, Cullerton in your fundraisers. You're going to St. Louis and I'm guessing, like I say, I haven't really looked, but I'm almost positive the guy back in that one is a Missouri congressman. And I sit back and I go, why? I thought you were representing Central Illinois. Go get your big money out of Central Illinois. Why do you have Chicago politics influencing what it is you're doing? Wake up. I mean, that's the part I just want to scream is just wake up. We got these outside influences that are telling us how we're going to run our legislature and our government. Let's take back our own corner of the world.
Yeah.
I get angry, when you see the things, like when you start talking about Sue Scheer, I get angry with that. When you take $100,000 from Mike Madigan and then you don't have the guts to sit there and say that you're not going to have to be beholden to him.
See, that's
disingenuous.
But that's where I have more of an issue. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I'm not as furious about outside donations as you are. But that's where I get more up in arms, is where you have donations that are clearly going to make you beholden to the people in charge of your party. You know, I mean, it just, those are the ones that really turn my stomach. The outside stuff, you know, like I said, I'd love to sit down and do some research and see how much that goes on in more than just Andy's case, because I'm afraid of what you'd come up with.
Well, I'm going to sit back and just flat out say it. You know, even in Andy's case, you know, he's going to Chicago for 2 fundraisers, and then, you know, we have him here on the show and say, are you going to vote for John Cullerton, you know, for the Senate president, because that's your first vote, and the guy simply won't answer the question.
But it's the same thing.
But that's the point.
You just read the same article about David, you know, that started with the Gill Davis thing.
Yeah.
They had just asked David Gill if he'll vote for Nancy Pelosi, and he says, well, I'll have to see who's running. No one's going to commit to those kinds of...
And it's disingenuous. If you are throwing in your lot with these people, then just be honest and admit it. That's what I'm trying to get at. Just be honest and admit it, because that way we know where you stand. Don't come shock us, you know, or surprise us, and don't make us have to assume. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm tired of this, you know, we got to play, you know, perfect politics, and we got to play perfect speech, and we got to make sure we're saying the right things. Let's just flat call a spade a spade. And, you know, these people are beholden to people that have got more money and more influence than the voters at home do.
Yeah, but you asked,
it's not all right.
I don't think that's just a party thing, because I think, you know, when Dennis Shackelford was here, we asked him the same question, and he didn't give us an answer either.
No, well, he at least had the ability to say that I'm beholden to no one.
Right.
And you know what? Sadly, his finances show it, because he's got, last report I saw was like $7,000 in the bank. He's not sitting on $100,000 plus account.
Right.
And that's my point, is that it's simply about who you're going to answer to. Are you going to answer to the voters in this district, or are you going to answer to the special influences and the people who were funneling you the money? Bottom line. And I mean, that's where my interests lie right now, because you know what? They've screwed Illinois up so badly that it's going to take somebody outside of the political spectrum to be able to go over there and help fix things. You're not going to be able to get the people in there that are going to say, hey, you know what, I'll just go ahead and I'll take a $50,000 check from this group or a $100,000 check from that group. And then all of a sudden you're going to turn around and you're going to say, oh, yeah, you know what, I'm my own person. And then you can't even answer a simple question on pension reform. Give me a break. I mean, I'm at the point where just call it the way you see it. And that's the problem that we got to get past in this election. Because if not, we're going to go right back down the same old road. And we're going to be barking about the same stuff a year from today. And nothing's going to get changed. And in fact, you know what? My biggest hope is that the last thing we have to bark about in Illinois is another lame duck session. And then we sweep everybody out and put some new blood in there, so maybe we can start down the road of fixing and repairing what they've screwed up. That's what I hope. Of course, I could win the lottery today, too. That'd be another story. 826 here on the News and Talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM. But I mean, you know, you gotta hope at some point. I mean, you know, you gotta hope that somebody at least gets some sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from on the outside money stuff. It just, I think you just have to do your due diligence to see where all of their money's actually coming from before you just kick one person in the butt for doing it. When, you know, I'd like to hear some actual numbers to say this person has taken this amount of money from out of town versus this person who's taken none or has taken this. That'd be an interesting number to have.
Maybe tomorrow we should play Follow the Money. That would be, we haven't done that one for a while.
But the money hasn't been released yet. It only comes in doses.
Yeah.
You can only track anything that's been given over $1,000 right now. Well, unless you want to go back to June.
Well, yeah,
and track it from June.
We may have to. But anyway, let's do this. 8:28 here on the News and Talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM. We're going to take a quick break for news, and then when we come back, we will have some more news of the day. Plus, we're going to get to the news that Scott Garrett couldn't use. Coming up next on Talk 101.
For Talk 101 News, I'm Scott Garrett. Republican congressional candidate Rodney Davis is expressing his displeasure over the recent unemployment figures. The state's jobless rate increased slightly in July, but related numbers throughout the district rose noticeably. Those for Decatur increased from a nasty 11% to 11.6%.
It's very disappointing that the unemployment numbers in the Macon County area continue to rise above the national average by a substantial margin. I think it's a failure of both Democrats and Republicans in Washington to address the issues that could really make the economy grow. It's not the government that creates private sector jobs, but it's the government decisions they make to kill private sector jobs. The only way to get our economy moving again is to provide small businesses in this area the certainty they need to understand what their tax bill is going to look like next year and to understand what their health care costs are going to be.
Davis renewed his call for lawmakers in Springfield and Washington to control spending, keep taxes low, and reduce bureaucratic red tape bogging down small businesses, each of which could potentially create an average of 2 to 3 new jobs. The teenager who admitted to robbing a woman inside a U of I parking garage earlier this month and driving off in her car is to appear before a judge today. The boy's been housed in a youth facility ever since cops found him and 3 buddies tooling around town in the stolen vehicle. Boy is said to have grabbed his alleged victim as she walked down the west side ramp of Garage B4, forcing her to a lower level as he rifled through her purse, then fled with her keys and subsequently her 2010 Sonata. Finally, the page turns to a new year at Millikan University today as fall semester classes get underway. Spokesman Dane Lisser explains, first day of the new academic year always creates a bit of electricity around the local campus.
A lot of exciting things are going on. Obviously, with all the events that we have going on with our School of Music and at the Kirkland Fine Arts Center, it's going to be a pretty busy fall semester, but I think everyone's excited about the students coming back on campus.
To keep up with all the events constantly happening at Millikan, many of which are free to the general public, simply log on to the school's website at millikan.edu. For the very latest in local information, visit us online at DecaturRadio.com.
He's fiercely independent, a free thinker. He's able to survive in the woods for weeks at a time. He can make an ATV out of stuff he finds in his pants pockets. He eats raw meat for breakfast and salesman for lunch. He buys his seed corn from Whiffles Hybrids. He gets up so early in the morning.
Now hold on. I'm just a corn grower. I work with Whiffles because they think for themselves. They combine all the latest seed technologies with the most advanced genetics to create some of the best corn hybrids you can buy. And a lot of times, they're able to come up with even better products than the big guys. Now that's good thinking.
The Whiffles man. During harvest, he lives on nothing but beef jerky and energy drinks. He doesn't own a tractor. He pulls the plow himself like a big Belgian draft horse. He knows that to succeed, you have to...
Enough with the hype, Mr. Movie Trailer Guy. Could you take it down a notch for the tagline?
Sure, boss. Whatever you say. Whiffles Hybrids. More than a number.
At Tate & Lyle, respect is part of the foundation in which our business has been built. We believe in openness, honesty, and fairness in the way we conduct ourselves and our business. With over 100 years of history, we continue to always work toward being a valued and respected employer in the community. At Tate & Lyle, the foundations of our business, safety, integrity, and respect continue to be our core values. Tate & Lyle, providing high-quality ingredients and solutions to food, beverage, and other industries.
The Cromwell Group Incorporated of Illinois, operators of radio stations WEJT, WYDS, WZNX, and WZUS, is an equal opportunity employer dedicated to providing broad outreach when it comes to job vacancies. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our stations. Organizations who wish to receive our job vacancy information should contact Cindy Hansen, EEO Manager, by calling 428-4487. That's 428-4487.
Are you hosting an upcoming event? Want to make sure everybody knows about it? You need a bold, dynamic, full-color sign or banner from Dynagraphics Fast Impressions. Sales, events, block parties, festivals, and more, Dynagraphics Fast Impressions offers a guaranteed low price with the best service in town. Call and let Dynagraphics Fast Impressions design something that fits your event and your budget. Event signs are full-colored banners. Call Dynagraphics Fast Impressions, 3220 North Woodford. Call 876-9950. Dynagraphics Fast Impressions, your source for signs, graphics, decals, printing, and copying.
I believe I can do anything. So when it came to learning a new language, I knew I had to do it the way I learn. No books, no memorizing or translating. I wanted to learn the same way I learned my first language, naturally. That's why I chose Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone invites you to be a part of its biggest language learning event in history.
Because in 2012, we want to help 3 million people learn a new language. That's why we're going to give you an absolutely free demo of our language immersion technology. To participate in this free nationwide event, just call 1-800-914-8453.
Si yo puedo hacerlo, usted puede hacerlo. If I can do it, you can do it.
To participate in this free nationwide event, call now for your free demo from Rosetta Stone. Call 1-800-914-8453. That's 1-800-914-8453.
The news and talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM, Scott and Scott in the morning. And, you know, it is close to time. We're going to get somebody qualified for those Cardinal tickets coming up here in the next few minutes. Hope your dialing fingers are ready. Lithgow, he has got a new burst of energy now that he's had a Mountain Dew and that Taylor's gone. So we're doing all right.
And for everyone just joining us, last hour, which we were going to do the qualifier last hour, but our guest kind of threw the whole thing, so we're going to do it this hour. Ken Fry and Diane came in from Scoville Zoo and brought a full-size pelican into our studio. And I'm afraid of birds, of course, so we're all shaking that off. And I did well, though.
You almost had a bird vasectomy, which was kind of interesting. So you're definitely looking. You got more color now than you did probably 25 minutes ago.
You know, I do what I can.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you, buddy. That was a big deal.
Hey, you know, I mean, I'll play along with just about anything. I was
pretty impressed, and I don't know what I would have done if the bird would have went at me that way too. I'd probably become Spider-Man too.
It's just one of those moments where we need to have a video camera in here.
Exactly.
You'll never have that opportunity again.
Would have been the top stream video of the day in the area if they would have saw that.
Or if it would have latched.
Yeah, exactly. If it had latched, you'd have had to have called an ambulance for me because I'd have been on the floor. I'd have just curled up in a fetal position and say, just take me away. I couldn't have handled it. I'd asked you, are you all right? And then if you'd have said yes.
You know what? You'd never seen me again.
Yeah, probably.
This would have been it. No matter what happens, you know, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know where I'd go. But you would never see me again if that would have happened.
I don't know what to say.
I would disappear like dust in the wind.
Oh, God. And it had a huge beak. I mean, this thing would have gotten a hold of you. It'd have been over with.
Facebook.com/Talk101FM if you want to see the photo prior to the bird lunging at me of me, Diane, and the pelican.
Probably had, what, a 3-foot beak?
That's not that long. I mean, it was pretty long. But
it was pretty long.
I don't know about 3 feet is.
2.5 at least.
I'd give it 2.
Yeah, it was big.
It was definitely intimidating.
Oh, God.
I do have to say, of all the things with this job, you get put in situations that you will never be put in ever again, which is fun, exciting, and weird all at the same time. You know, I mean, every day you never know what you're getting into.
Well,
like tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we'll talk with B.A. Butts here on Scott and Scott in the Morning, which should be fun. Talk some education and a little more specifically, some of the things going on in Decatur Public Schools.
Yep, looking forward to B.A. visiting us. Also, Rodney Davis on the program tomorrow in the 8 o'clock hour, and we'll be talking with Mark from the Macon County Board tomorrow as well. So looking forward to all the visits in studio. And, of course, you know what? We got a great week coming up. Gloria Davis will be in studio on Wednesday. Pat McDaniel will be in studio on Thursday as we talk about a new exhibit, new program out at the Macon County History Museum. And then Friday, of course, the winning starts, NASCAR Pick'em, Dead or Alive. And we give away the big Cardinal ticket giveaway on Friday as well.
Yeah, it should be pretty cool. I mean, it's not every day you get to give away first base box seats to the Cardinals, especially when you got playoff implications and exciting games to go to. You know, it's not June when the games don't really matter and they're not that exciting.
Well, I've got to tell you,
is that?
I've been holding off on this, and we need to make a big announcement.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about this.
Yeah, I want to tell you that at 8:38 on Monday, August the 27th, I am declaring my candidacy for mayor of Brouhaha. I'm dead serious. Brouhaha. Brought to you by...
So you are running for mayor?
I am running for mayor.
Now, hang on. If I know my rules correctly, we're going to have to give equal airtime to whoever's running against you.
Whoever my opponent is, yes. And I will be...
Or you'll get fired, one or the other.
I'll have to be that generous, yes. But the brouhaha happening on Saturday, October 6th at 6 p.m. It'll be at the Hickory Point Pavilion. Tickets are $35 a person, and money going to benefit the Decatur Arts Council. And I just simply got to tell all of you, I need your support. It's that simple. Need you to call 423-3189, 423-3189. Come on out and support my candidacy, because if you buy tickets, you got to tell them that you're buying them in my name, because that's how I get credit and votes for mayor.
Okay.
And then also when you come to the event, you're going to have to buy beer in my name, so I can get even more votes for mayor.
So if someone comes out and they want to try a beer, you want to be a member of the Scott Busboom party.
Right.
So that you get some credit and you eventually become mayor of the event.
Now, I can tell you this is going to be a big night. Live music by Imagine That, German food, domestic draft beer included with the ticket. And, of course, additional votes can be earned by if you guys purchase a select beer at the bar. Yeah.
Have you hired a campaign manager yet?
I
didn't apply for the job. I'm asking, have you hired a campaign manager yet?
Not officially, but
if I want the gig, I could have it?
Exactly, because I don't have a budget. So let's go to the phones here. Talk 101, who's this?
Well, gosh, I was going to talk about something really depressing today, but now that you've thrown this out there, I think I might have to run against you, because I can't stand the thought of anybody just getting an election handed to them. So I think you need a really good, worthy opponent.
Well, I did have one opponent already, but that opponent is already withdrawn from the election.
They were scared.
Well, they just knew that I was German and that beer was involved, so they knew that this was going to be a really tough campaign.
Amy's just going through the roof over this, because we are going to be leaving for a vacation the day before, but I think I could mount a really aggressive campaign between now and then, and I can run as an absentee candidate and still win.
Well, no, you can't, because if you don't win, you don't play. You know what I mean? But you can go ahead and buy a couple of tickets in my name if you would like. I would appreciate that.
I'll tell you what. I'll buy a couple of tickets to support you if you buy a couple of tickets to support me.
I'm already working for you that night, buddy. You forget I'm already on retainer that night.
Oh, wow, you've been talking about some really exciting stuff this morning. I only caught a little bit of it, but I tell you, Lithgow, you're missing the boat here, buddy. These people that are bringing money into these campaigns from outside the district, there needs to be some legislation passed, and it's never going to get stopped, but it needs to be held down to like 25% of their total contributions or something, to where there's some balance in this. And I agree with Busboom 100% on this issue, because you've got too many people that are getting involved in what's going on. And just like Menard, he's a really good example, okay? This guy claims to be a downstate guy, blah, 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 and everything else. If he's got so much support from the people in his district, why is he having to go and do all these fundraising events outside of his district? I mean, we're not even talking outside of his district. We're talking about opposite ends of the state.
My point just is it, you got to make sure, if you're going to bring up one or two names, I'm uncomfortable kicking one or two people's butt without knowing where every dime is going for every person, because
I think it should be across the board. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think all these guys need to be held accountable, but the problem of it is they're all taking advantage of the system as it exists, and that's the problem. But the bottom line is that's the problem. The system needs to be repaired, and the first step at doing that is introducing some kind of legislation that puts somewhat of a control over these outside organizations. I don't care if it's, a PAC for, a good cause or whatever, but there needs to be a limitation on what these people can do, because, Andy says, I'm getting $100 at a time. Well, if you got that many people that are behind you in the district that you're running, then you ought to have just money flowing in. People really want to support you. And at the end of the day, there's too much money being spent on these campaigns. I mean, that's another thing. There needs to be a limit. I mean, like if you're running for, a state office, there ought to be tiers. If you're running for state representative, $100,000 cap. That's it. You're running for governor, maybe it's, $1 million, whatever. But, I mean, this whole thing's out of control. And you think about all the money that's being blown on these elections for what they're getting paid for at the end of the day. Think about all the good that could be done with this money if these people would donate that money to some charitable causes.
No, I agree. I mean, I think
if we could fix so many of our problems without the government even being involved, that people just open up their pocketbooks and say, instead of giving, $10,000 to this guy to run for this office, I'm going to go give, $10,000 to CASA or $10,000 to Homeward Bound Pet Shelter. Think what a difference that would make, for people. And that's what we need to do as a country and as a state and as a community. We need to be doing things like that to throw money in these elections.
Absolutely agree. Listen, we got to run.
Okay, see ya.
Thanks. 450-8255 is the phone number. It's 843, the Rasmussen Report. And a look at the Farm Progress Show with Jeff Nally on the way. Then we'll get to the news that Scott Garrett couldn't use. Coming up.
The Rasmussen Report is brought to you by Ray Catena Mercedes-Benz.
I'm Scott Rasmussen. The Republican National Convention was supposed to kick off tonight, but it's been delayed a day due to weather. For partisan activists, that's a big deal. For convention planners, it's a real challenge that involves juggling speaking schedules and more while dealing with everything from big egos to campaign symbolism. But for most Americans, it's just another news story. Even among those most likely to vote, only 11% are planning to watch all the convention coverage they can. And among that small group that is yet to make up their mind, well, most of them think the conventions are a waste of time and money. The reality is that the conventions themselves won't have much of an impact on persuadable voters. They may also fire up the partisan base, but the primary impact of the conventions is to shift the way that political activists and reporters see the campaign. And that evolving storyline will impact the media coverage. I'm Scott Rasmussen for Rasmussen Reports.
Experience the legend in luxury. Visit one of Ray Catena's 2 Mercedes-Benz dealerships where the customer always comes first. Ray Catena Motor Car in Edison, or visit Ray Catena of Union, New Jersey, and experience a level of service and commitment like no other. Ray Catena Motor Car Corporation has 2 great Mercedes-Benz dealers, 2 100,000 square foot showrooms, and 2 state-of-the-art service centers. Both have once again won the prestigious Best of the Best award from MBUSA and have been named Dealer of the Year for 2012 by DealerRater. Let Ray Catena Motor Car Corporation introduce you to a new level of customer service. If you think something is more important than the customer, think again. Follow Ray Catena Motor Car Corporation on Facebook or Twitter and visit them at raycatina.com.
Watch the premiere of Iron Man Thursday, August 30th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
To go up on the iron, there's got to be a little something wrong with you.
Everybody wants to be out there on that beam.
You're up there, you're king of the world.
Guys can see who can do it and who can't.
Just that look in their eye, that fire.
Meet the men and women of Iron Man. Their legacy is in the building.
Jeff Nally's reports from the Farm Progress Show in Boone, Iowa are brought to you by Farm Credit Services. At Farm Credit Services, we understand.
The 2012 Farm Progress Show opens tomorrow morning with a record number of exhibitors. Matt Youngman with Farm Progress Company says they've added a street to the Boone, Iowa facility.
We certainly do. We added another street onto the show site. So we're just short of 10% bigger than the last time we were here in 2010 in terms of the exhibit field itself. Our exhibitor count is up by about 30. So that's another record for an Iowa show. We're excited about what's going on out there. You can just tell, as I go around and help the exhibitors get into place, that they are putting an immense amount of effort into their exhibits.
Each day's schedule is identical, with corn harvesting followed by tillage tool demonstrations. Despite a challenging 2012, farmers and the industry anxious to move on with higher hopes for a new crop year. I'm Jeff Nally on the Cromwell Ag Radio Network.
Next time you're looking for a good deal on farm equipment, make sure you get a good deal on the financing too. You can by asking for Ag Direct at your Ag equipment dealer. Along with attractive financing rates, Ag Direct offers ag-friendly financing terms, including financing from 2 to 7 years and delayed payments for up to 12 months. Ag Direct also features an easy application. It takes just minutes, and you can get a credit decision back in minutes too. That means you can make the deal on the spot without having to call back or make a return visit. See for yourself. When you want to buy, lease, or refinance farm equipment, be sure to ask your dealer for Ag Direct financing. Subject to approval, restrictions may apply. So get a good deal on your equipment financing with Ag Direct, available only at your Ag equipment dealer. Check our competitive interest rates at agdirect.com. Ask your dealer for simple, fast, and flexible financing. Ask for Ag Direct.
At Sunset Inn and Suites in Clinton, Illinois, you can escape south of the border, enjoy a Hawaiian adventure, journey to an underground crystal cavern, or travel into space. Let one of their 10 fantasy suites take you away from reality this week. Book any night between Sunday, August 26th and Thursday, August 30th in one of the remaining suites and get $30 off the regular price. That is only $100 per night plus tax, and escape in the fantasy of your choice. Call 217-935-4140 or visit their website, sunsetinandsuites.com, for more information.
Star Silkscreen is owned and operated by people that live in Decatur. 27 years of experience. They guarantee you'll get what you want when you want it. Star Silkscreen.
Hey, it's Tara Nickerson. You're listening to Scott and Scott in the Morning. Be sure to join me later this afternoon on the Daily Wrap with you every weekday afternoon between 4 and 6 p.m. right here on Talk 101 FM, the news and talk of Decatur.
8:48 on the News and Talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM. Scott and Scott in the Morning, your 5-day forecast. Scattered thunderstorms. Should see a high of 87. Sunny on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Should see highs in the upper 80s.
Right now, 72 out on the News and Talk of Decatur, Talk 101 FM with Scott and Scott in the Morning. Time to get to some of the news that Scott Garrett couldn't use, and we start with some sad news that happened over the weekend. NBC News was the first to report, or the first to learn of the death of astronaut Neil Armstrong. You know, some sad stuff over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, really a truly great American hero. And arguably, I agree with the boys on Red Eye Radio, probably most famous man in the world back in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, and just one of those where were you when it happened kind of moments, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is the light side of things, right? So we're not just going to talk about someone dying. NBC News, though, instead of letting people know that Neil Armstrong died, instead announced the death of astronaut Neil Young.
Oh, my God.
Their tweet said, astronaut Neil Young, first man to walk on moon, dies at age 82. That the NBC News headline shortly around 2 o'clock our time, which was tweeted out and picked up by thousands of others before it was changed. As a refresher, of course, Neil Young is a 66-year-old rock star who is very much alive. Neil Armstrong, an American hero and the first man to walk on the moon, died on Saturday a few weeks after heart surgery. NBC updated its story and added an editor's note acknowledging the error in their initial headline.
Yeah.
Neil Young, alive. Neil Armstrong has passed.
Yeah.
But still, that was some very sad news over the weekend.
Yeah, it really was. I like I say, that's...
Now, it was very sad, but I will give I don't know if you saw the Onion article. Did you see the Onion article about it?
I did not.
They put Neil Armstrong, 15th billionth person to die on Earth, since he was the first man to walk on the moon.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of clever.
That was kind of clever.
This one from PhillyBurbs.com. 2 Doylestown Township parents charged with growing pot in their basement waived their preliminary hearings on Friday. The couple waived their hearing, but the interesting part of all this, authorities withdrew felony charges of manufacturing marijuana and conspiracy to manufacture marijuana against the couple. They are charged with endangering their child, who turned them in for growing pot in their basement. Wow. When police went to the home, the boy led officers to a basement room with several marijuana plants inside. Police seized 18 plants from a basement room equipped with reflective insulation, circulating fans, a copper water supply, and electronic timing devices.
You know what's going on there, don't you? The kid's going, I'm getting out of here. I want a better deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no other reason.
Tell me I can't have cake for dessert.
Yeah, you're going to jail.
I told you I wanted pancakes for dinner. You made meatloaf.
You're
out of here.
Yeah, they're gone.
Didn't say how old the kid was that turned him in, but either way.
There were negotiations. Hey, if I tell you a big deal, do you want to just go ahead and get me out of here and put me in a better home, please?
All right, I got one more for you. This is kind of an awe. This couple in Evanston, this is from the Chicago Sun-Times, lost their dog about 4 months ago. Then the article says, Lassie made it home, and now so has Sparky, more than 4 months after the dog ran off in Evanston. His owner's desperate plea to find his Cavalier King Charles Spaniel was splayed out in a large white sign on his Ashbury Street in Evanston. He was reunited this week with the dog after more than 4 months of searching throughout the north suburb, where Sparky was finally found miles from his home. They said this is a deliriously happy ending. He's just an adorable little creature. He loves everybody and comes up and sits on your lap. They estimate that the dog has traveled more than 1,000 miles.
Wow.
In the 4 months.
That is an
before finally being found.
That's Homeward Bound, the untold story right there.
Yeah.
Did you see any of those movies?
I did when I was a kid. I don't remember much of them, but I do remember that I couldn't tell you anything about them, but I know I've seen them.
I hate to admit this, but I actually was in the chair sitting up going, come on, you can get out of there. Come on, Shadow. Come out of the pit, Shadow.
Yeah, see, I don't remember.
Oh man, I've
slept since
that was an old Yeller moment right there for me in a modern movie. I didn't want to have to see the kid go, I can do it, Paul.
I'll put her down.
Oh yeah, oh God. And then I really felt a tear come to my eye when I saw Shadow come over the top of the hill, sun setting, and there's the dog's silhouette, coming over the hill. Shadow? Oh my gosh. That was awesome. Just saying.
Well, thanks to our guests today. As we get ready to wrap up, I want to thank, we had Jan Trauber in from Kirkland Fine Arts Center for our Spotlight on Education. Thanks to Tate and Lyle, of course, for sponsoring that. We want to thank Ken Fry and Diane for coming in from Scoville Zoo and bringing in the beautiful pelican that joined us this morning. And we want to thank Patrick Etherton from Millikan University for stopping by for our Millikan Monday segment.
Absolutely. And, of course, coming up at noon, we'll be visiting with Jerry Johnson from the Decatur Arts Council as we talk about what's going on down there, including brouhaha and my pending candidacy for office. And
you're running for mayor, we just found out.
I am running for mayor of brouhaha, and we'll give you more details coming up soon here on Talk 101, but I need everybody's support, and it's mark October 6th on the calendar, because I'm going to need a lot of help to get elected.
All right, tomorrow, B.A. Butts at 6. We talk with folks from the Macon County Board after 7, and Rodney Davis after 8 o'clock, so another full day tomorrow. But thanks for joining us. We lived through the Pelican. We'll live to see another day.
All right, Glenn Beck's coming up next.
And Neil Young is alive.
Thank God.
We'll get pneumonia. Big deal. This show always makes us sick.
I'm Jeff Nally on the Cromwell Ag Radio Network. The recent outbreak of salmonella that was spread by cantaloupes grown in southern Indiana has given food safety advocates additional ammunition with which to criticize the Obama administration for dragging its feet on food safety reform. The Pew Health Group told the press that the salmonella outbreak underscores the need to implement rules for the Food Safety Modernization Act that have been sitting at the White House Office of Management and Budget almost all of this year. Parts of the SFMA signed into law by President Obama in January 11 require the Food and Drug Administration to establish a number of food safety rules, including new standards for growing fruits and vegetables. Those rules were originally supposed to be issued at the beginning of the year, but 8 months later, they are still languishing behind government doors. Quoting Sandra Eskin, the project director of the Pew's Health Group Food Safety Campaign, until we get these rules finalized, we're going to keep seeing these outbreaks. While it's impossible to say whether the new FDA rules would have prevented any particular outbreak, Pew and other food safety advocates believe new standards could go a long way in preventing illness and death caused by foodborne pathogens. There is no word from the OMB when that new rule or set of rules might emerge from their office. Finally, the U.S. Grains Council hosting high-level officials from China on a corn tour across the U.S. last week. Chinese ag development and policy officials viewing corn and value-added produced systems firsthand. I'm Jeff Nally.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Have you heard? Proactive is better than ever. Stay tuned for a 1,000,000 bottle giveaway, and you'll also receive free shipping. Do you have troubled skin, acne? Well, we have great news. With Proactive, your acne can heal, and you can prevent new breakouts from happening. Don't miss this limited time offer. Give us a call at 1-800-536-1560, because we're going to let 1,000,000 people try Proactive risk-free, get 2 free gifts, and also receive free shipping when you call right now. You heard it. This offer won't last long. So call Proactive now and you'll receive a 60-day risk-free trial of Proactive, 2 free extras, and free shipping. Call 1-800-536-1560. This is our best radio offer ever. Get your risk-free 60-day trial of Proactive plus free shipping. That's right, free shipping. Don't wait. Visit getproactive.com or call 1-800-536-1560. That's 1-800-536-1560.
Hey, Sammy, what's all this? You got Buddy's pet food and his leash?
Well, it's for the emergency kit you and Mom made.
Oh, you mean our family disaster preparedness kit?
Yeah, you said it was your responsibility to keep our family safe.
Right.
Well, Buddy's a part of our family.
Well, that's right.
See, Buddy, I told you he wouldn't forget you.
Hey, what do you say we take a picture of Buddy for the kit?
Buddy, smile and say kibble.
Good job, Buddy.
Please include your pets as part of your emergency plan. Visit ready.illinois.gov. Sponsored by the Illinois Emergency Management Agency.
We are 100.9 WZUS, Macon, Decatur. More local programming and always first with the news and talk of Decatur. And always first with the news and talk of Decatur. And always first with the news and talk of Decatur. And always first with the news and talk of Decatur. And always first with the news and talk of Decatur. And always first with the news and talk of Decatur. And always